Hello, and I welcome you to something a little bit different. Now, this is a player that was brought up to actually in a Reddit replay where someone was discussing someone who had the ability to use Nords like they were basically like whatever, like the top tier R73s are. And these are, if you know what these are air-to-air Nords that certain aircraft get. The most popular one that a lot of people use is the G91 R4. However, this player was using them in a manner that just seemed very, very unnatural. Now, if you did see the Reddit thread, I will try to find the Reddit thread before I put this in online. But this is a player that, for pure context, was already banned. They decided to put their entire record up on display and on YouTube and said that it was their quote-unquote first time using Nords. Now, in their video that they posted, it was clear that they were using something shenanigans, because the only way you would get a Nord to perform performances like this, where you're 500 air kills and 24 deaths, is if you're using some sort of scripts. Now, if you've ever used Nords, you would know that Nords have, at the very bottom of the screen right here, they have a little thing that says horizontal and vertical. It shows that you're deflecting the control surfaces on these missiles in a way that, changes their direction. If you watch his replays, or at least the video in question for him, it doesn't show up in replays very often, but he's showing his live feed in his actual performances, and you can see that the deflection doesn't appear, which means that there's something else controlling the missile, i.e. a script. So in this case, it was a script performing any of the maneuvers in this, and you'll see kind of straight away how kind of ludicrous this is. Now, granted, you can get performances like this, but you don't get accuracy like this, especially not looking like he's doing. See that? Look at the missile, and now he's not even looking at it. So he's having a missile being controlled directly by, and yeah, see the missile? See, look at that. He's doing basically 90-degree turns on missiles, and it's following directly where he was. Now, the upside is because this guy decided to brag about it, and because it showed up online, he got banned pretty quickly. Now, it says it's a white tentative ban, which essentially means that these are like quote-unquote temporary bans, but generally when you are this egregious and bragging about what this is and showing the script off, that's not going to show that chat, that's generally when you get like the general consensus of what this is. Now, this is probably the only time I'm ever really going to show ARB, because this is generally the only time you see this problem. This is the first time I've seen someone script Nords like this, which makes me believe that whoever is using this is using a custom script. Now, you saw his record earlier. I don't know why you would use it on an account that has this much experience. Granted, it's 1,700-ish battles on it, but I don't understand why you would use this. Also, he's in a squadron that is like for friends only, so I don't understand this logic either. But yeah, so this is a player that already got banned. Great, awesome, but also shows that the scripting. Look at this. See how crazy that is? It's performing things with Nords that are not physically possible. At least with the way the game is, or at least with the way his scripting is. So this is another thing that's going to be having to come into consideration because of how ridiculous this is. Now, granted, having a missile perform like this in a game is an immediate red flag that should be taken care of, and I don't know how Gaijin would miss something this egregious, especially when it comes to Nords doing stuff like that. So the good thing is the guy's banned already, and they found him fairly quickly. But the best part is that the guy bragged about it, and then that's what caused him to be banned. So good on you for bragging about it and getting banned on an account that has tons and tons of hours on this. So good for you, I guess. And I don't know. I mean, these guys are just absolute scumbags for doing stuff like this, but yeah, they're going to do this regardless because they have nothing better to do than be absolute scumbags. So, but yeah. So, if more of this comes into play, then it's probably going to be the case. But the good thing is, when I checked this guy's replays today, he got banned as soon as the 11th. He played like 2 tank matches, and then he was gone. So, I guess that's the one upside of this action, is that he got after he started bragging about it, at least with the way he's doing this thing. However, he also got like 500 air kills before finally getting caught with this sort of script. The upside is that because Reddit has been posting so many people cheating recently, it's easier to come up with excuses to like actually mass report these guys and actually get it figured out that they needed to be banned. So, yeah, the chat is not very good. So, as always, I hope you all have from morning to evening or night. And as usual, please use the new format for reporting. If you have a name for me, next player ID and replay in question, just so I can search up by the names a lot easier. As always, I hope you have a from morning to evening or night. Have a good one.